Hello again, creative friends. Today's episode is part one about this oil portrait that I've started. This is Dakota, and I call this a montage style portrait where I'm fitting together multiple images. I try to create a nice composition from the photos the owner sends me. This portrait will be on a 3 foot wide by 2 foot tall canvas, so a good size to work with. The photos that I have are a head study, an action shot of Dakota in the field, a puppyhood family pic, one from a hunting trip, and one with him holding a rosette from winning a field trial. From the photos, I made color photocopy enlargements, pretty much enlarging them as much as I could to still fit on a 11 by 17 piece of paper. So just helps me see more detail to have them enlarged and then to start deciding on how I'm going to do the layout of the portrait. So came up with this. Then I enlarged the head study even more, sketched out the basic outline with colored pencil, and went over that with thinned oil paint. After the main head study was done, I added the other scenes. I'll try and explain how I came up with this composition. So, a main consideration was that I wanted to feature the head study. So that is enlarged quite a bit compared to the other photos. And since there were 5 photos, it was easy to decide to put this one large and in the center, and then have the other 4 in the corners. As far as deciding which of those went there, another consideration is that as much as possible, I want the dog facing towards the center. And so that worked out well here. He is moving in this direction, and here looking in this direction, and then on this photo facing in this direction. And then this one up here, he's pretty much facing forward, so that worked out okay. And the reason is you want the direction to be towards the center rather than off the edge of the canvas. Another consideration on where I place the different scenes. One is that on this photo, there's the mountains and the sky. It's the only one that the sky is going to show up. And so to me, it just makes sense to have the sky be at the top. And then another thing that I was keeping in mind is that these 2 photos are more simple. This is just, the dog, there's some brush and a log, but it's not too many elements. This is just the dog, and he's got his rosette. And so not too much detail in that one. Where in the other 2, this one, there's a person, there's rocks, there's water, there's reflections. And then this one, there's, the mountains, the sky, a fence, the dog and the birds sitting on a log, trees and brush. So just more details or more elements in these 2. And since I decided that that one would go there, for these 2, if this had been swapped and this scene was at the top, to me it would have been kind of the whole as a whole, the composition kind of would have been top heavy, in that this one and that photo, would have been a lot of details, and then the simpler ones at the bottom. And so I wanted to kind of offset. So the simpler scenes are across from each other diagonally, and the more complex photos are diagonal this way. And that way it didn't have it more weighted as far as the overall composition, you know, where one side was heavier with details and elements compared to the other side, or top versus bottom. So put them at the diagonal. So I hope that makes sense. And if there's any questions, put it in the comments and I'll try and answer. There will be a part 2 and 3 and probably 4 as I work on finishing this portrait. So to make sure you catch those episodes, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. We'll see you then. Bye.